Hey, Splendid Snaker here with another figures review. Today we have got playing on your YouTube, DC Collectibles, Injustice Gods Among Us, The Flash vs. Raven. Oh man, the last one of these bad boys. Good boys. Yeah. The Flash and Raven, baby. What can we say about these figures? I gotta say, I love these character designs. Forget the figures for a second. I really love this take on the Flash and Raven. Raven has this really kind of gothic but kind of medieval arm thing going on with her like boots and her gauntlets, and Flash actually looks like someone wearing a resistant, let's say a friction resistant suit opposed to just some guy in spandex. So totally digging them. I really think they're a great way to go and they look awesome. What do we think of the figures? Well, first thing we can think is actually amazingly didn't have a problem with her. I thought these were seized, but they freed up straight away just as I was about to heat them up. Flash in his hand was backwards, this hand was completely stuck, his knee was frozen and his head was frozen, but all fixed now, so yay. But as you can see from the backdrop, it is the exact same one we got with our last two, with Cyborg and Harley Quinn. In fact, this is Cyborg and Harley Quinn's backdrop. If I just slide this over a little bit and slide in their Flash's box, you can see kinda there's a picture of the planet there. Look, planet. So you get the exact same backdrop, which is why I haven't even taken that one out. But let's have a closer look at this backdrop. So having a look at the backdrop, you can see it is actually very cool. It is Superman statue on a globe, very cool, and then a picture of the actual figure of Superman there with the glowy eyes on a television screen, and then in here some kind of armoured vehicle. I think it's the LexCorp vehicle, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played the game, but it's very cool to have these backdrops. I kind of wish more figures did this. It would be very cool to just have these on display like I just had at the start of the video inside the little backdrops, but make them a bit more solid, so maybe like a thin plastic, and then you could stack them up on top of each other. You can have like a little display. It'd be very cool. But I am digging these backdrops. I do think they're very nice inclusion, and I kind of wish more companies did it. So thank you, DC Collectibles. Great job. Onto the box itself. As you can see, we have a lovely white open windowed box here with a nice kind of crimson red here and then a nice bright red here. DC Collectibles at the top. Warning, joking hazard here. From the creators of Mortal Kombat, Injustice Gods Among Us, The Flash vs. Raven action figure 2-pack. On the top, from the creators of Mortal Kombat, Injustice Gods Among Us. On the side, a picture of the figures. Let's have a look. What do you think? You got a little black bit on your chin. Looks a bit narrow if you ask me. What about a Raven? Again, the figures' heads look a bit narrow, but still, very cool picture of the figures. I think, again, like I said before, these are the prototype figures. Full figure pictures here with the sculptors. Again, it's gone blurry. Why is it gone blurry on that bit? How strange. Sculpted by Robert Linders and sculpted by Paul Harding. I remember him. Robert Linders, do I remember you? I can't remember. Did someone do him? I can't remember. Anyway, moving on to the back. What if our greatest heroes became our greatest threat? Injustice Gods Among Us introduced a bold new franchise to the fighting game genre from NetherRealm Studios, creators of the definitive fighting game Mortal Kombat. Featuring DC Comics icons such as Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman. The latest title from the award-winning studio presents a deep origin story. Heroes and villains will engage in epic battles on a massive scale in a world where the line between good and evil has been blurred. Before I actually read that out, this is the last one I'm doing. Collect them all, as we did Cyborg and Harley Quinn. I forgot her name for a second there. We have the last ones, which is Raven and The Flash. DC Collectibles, Warner Brothers Games, NetherRealms, and then an advertisement for a charity. And a barcode at the bottom. So now to the packaging, onto the figures. Okay, size comparison. The Flash stands at 3 3/4 inches tall, and Raven stands just under 3 3/4 inches tall. Usual suspect, bulky cap, towering them. But as I said in my previous videos, I don't own any of the 3 and 3/4 inch scale figures, so unfortunately this is all I got. My apologies. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the actual details. So, the Flash's suit is very cool. The head sculpt I think is a bit blur. I'm not sure about this black line mark on his chin here. Got a hair on his chin. We'll pretend I didn't do that voice. But the sculpt and the mask itself is actually pretty cool, as is the rest of the costume. I do really like how this looks. It's very, very, very cool. You kind of got like armor plate in shoulders and chest, but then you got like fabric, I don't know what, like leather or something on the rest of the suit. The boots, everything just looks so cool. Really love how this Flash looks. Definitely better than, was it Mortal Kombat versus DC? DC versus Mortal Kombat, I can't remember. Because he just looked like a spandex Flash there, and he had like bands going around his arms, which looked weird. This one looks very, very cool. Loving it. As for the Mistress of Azeroth, Raven, very, very cool. Really dark, demonic, very epic, very awesome. Has this kind of cool gem thing going around her like that. Nice detail on the back there. I don't know if that's supposed to be painted as well. It's weird, but very, very cool. Really, really loving the details they've put into this. Is just amazing. She had like these kind of like bird claw things on her arms. So awesome. Great, again, great design on the character. It just looks amazing. They've done something interesting on the Raven, which I'll go over in Articulation. Again, cape very soft, just like Superman's, but it looks really nice. And it's got actually a bit of wash in it, which you don't normally see that in capes these days. So you can see, I don't know what's coming up, it's actually a purple. Well, okay, take that back. It's like a dark blue with a... Is it a dark... I can't tell if it's a dark blue with a black wash or a black with a dark blue wash. Either way, it's very, very cool. Okay, Articulation. Now the reason I'm holding her is because I said in my videos before, these guys are quite difficult to get to stand, and I'm about to move her, so I didn't think it worth kind of spending 2 minute hours trying to get it to stand up just to go. Articulation. Flash's head is on a ball disc and can go up just that far. It won't go any higher. It can go down that far, but we do get some nice pivot in it left and right. You can rotate around 300. No, you can only go that far back. You can't go all the way around. I think the peg is a bit back. If that makes sense. Like the peg's about like here where my nail is, when it should be about here. If I can't, I don't know if I can show you, but that's why it looks a bit. It does look like it's sticking out a bit, doesn't it? It's not just me. Shields and borders, they can go around 360 degrees. They can go up that high, and they can rotate at the bicep 360 degrees. They have a single bend in the elbow, and then they have a rotation at the glove. This hand is a cupped hand ready to hold something. This hand is a flat open hand ready to do the Hail Hitler. Bad taste maybe, but no, it's a speed hand. Looks like he's running, so he can go. Anyway, moving on. We have a diaphragm joint just under his armour, which is pretty good. You've got a nice forward and back on it actually. Although really back you get a bit of a gap there. You go really far forward, you can go side to side, and you can rotate around. You can go 360, but you're going to stretch it. Has an ab crunch which only goes from there to there. Mine's a bit loose. No waist articulation whatsoever, and then he has a T-cut hips, so he can do a Spartan of that, which is good for a running figure, and then he can do a split of that, which is even better for a running figure. He then has a rotation at the knee, just there above the knee. There's a double bend at the knee, and then he has a boot rotation, and if I remember rightly, I didn't actually unfreeze these. No, I didn't. Remember, I discovered them after I thought they were, then they weren't. So you can rotate out the boot 360 degrees if they're not frozen. Just here, see the line? Just there. There's an ankle point from there to there. Minor little wingtips on the ankles. But that here is Articulation. Raven, this is the thing which is interesting. She has a head on a ball peg, same like the rest, and they can go back that far and down that far. You can rotate 360 degrees, but the weird thing they've done is they've attached the entire cape to her head. It's very strange that they've done that. I've never seen a figure do that before. You can hold it in place, but then it kind of pops back. Who did I do the other day? I did someone the other day, and that reminded me of that. Oh, that's going to bug me. Oh, that's really going to bug me. Oh well. So yeah, you can rotate around 360 degrees, but bear in mind the cape is attached. Shoulders are on borders, they can go around 360 degrees. You kind of have to work with the cape because it kind of will rubber it back to place. They can go out that far, and you can rotate at the elbow, and you can bend at the elbow 90 degrees, and you can rotate at the glove 360 degrees. Then has a diaphragm joint which allows great back, great forward, not too bad side to side, and full rotation. Then has a lower ab joint which is very well hidden actually. You can barely see it like that, but it can go back that far, forward only that far. T-cut hips can do a Spartan of that and a split of that. Now, these are quite firm plastic, so bear that in mind. Then has a rotation just there above the knee, 360 degrees. Double bend in the knee there. I did have to do something. Her boots were stuck, I just remembered. Rotation at the boots, but these wingtips are attached to the boots, so bear that in mind when you go around. Yeah, they were attached. I had to heat them, pop them off. I remember that now. I totally forgot about that. Okay, final thoughts. Nobody breathe. It's taken me like forever to get Raven to stand. Final thoughts on these figures. Yes, really great figures. Loving these. The only thing about them, as I said, is getting Raven to stand. Would I recommend these figures? Definitely. If you're a fan of the franchise, fan of the series, don't mind a 3 3/4 inch scale, definitely pick these up. They're great figures to have. Great detail, great articulation, great paint apps. All in all, amazing figures. As I've said in my previous videos, the only reason I'm not keeping these is because I'm not a fan of the 3 3/4 inch scale. Therefore, I am trading these for something else. But if you do like it, definitely ones to get. Anyway guys, that has been my review. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop me a like down below. Please send any comments you'd like to add about my review or my channel. And as per usual guys, you know the routine, keep collecting. Please subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.